All right, guys, we're back out in the shop and we're going to continue working on the wood trim for around the triple window there in the entranceway. Now, one thing I have found, as I'm sure a lot of you who are familiar with woodwork knew was going to happen, these two pieces that I tried to straighten, take the warp out of, the warp is just coming right back. And they seem to be, I think there's just too much stress in them. So I'm going to discard these pieces. And I've got two more that I've got just about down to size. And I now have two very nice straight boards. And I just need to get my finished width cut into them. Now, what I have learned so far with poplar is that it is very tricky stuff to work with. Now, I don't know whether it's the same for other hardwoods. I imagine it is. But poplar is, it's really weird stuff. As I was cutting these boards down, I was cutting through where there were some knots and that type of thing because I wanted these boards to be clear. And the planks were actually splitting and curving out because of all the stress in them. There is a lot of stress in the stuff. But I think I am in pretty good shape now with all of the material rough cut for the triple window. I gotta tell you guys, this jointer board has been about the most used of my new fixtures. It is so handy, it's unbelievable. So it wasn't very crooked, but it was a little bit. It had just a very small amount of warp. I've got the tools to do it, so we'll make them straight. All right, there we go. Two super straight boards. Now we can start planing. So that's got everything the identical thickness. All of my window boards are now good. So what I want to do, these two last ones I did, I want to take just a teeny amount off of the outside edges just to get a nice super clean edge. It'll save me sanding time and that kind of thing. So I'm going to put them through one at a time just to take a wee little bit off of them. All right, so I'm having trouble with this piece laying over on me, which means it's not perfectly square. So I've kind of jury-rigged a little fixture here to guide it through to hopefully keep it straight up and down. So let's see what happens here. Almost lost you. Okay. Well, guys, that's got us in good shape. That's got the thickness on everything done, the width on everything done. Length is just roughed in. So it's time to start figuring out the length of our shelf first. That's where we'll start, because everything will build up from there. And we learned a little bit as we're going along. That little trick of putting a board on either side kind of thing to help hold up the one board there that kept trying to twist on me worked very well. Now I suspect a lot of that is because that's part of the thing with the poplar that I'm working with, it's got a twist in it. So it just kept trying to roll over on the side. Once it started to go, it didn't want to stop. But fortunately, I caught it before there was any serious damage done to it. So we're still good to go. So I just want to take a minute of your time here, guys, to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been finding the videos interesting, or at the very least entertaining. And if that's the case, I'd really appreciate the like on the video, and I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. So if you have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, please don't hesitate to send a comment. I'd really love to hear from you. So we're working on the shelf here now that goes under the windows. I've got my back plate here just clamped on, and I want to trim a little bit more off the end of this plate, and then we're going to actually attach it to the shelf and take it in and fit it. All right, so I've got my back piece here clamped down to what used to be the shelf that was there. And you can see what a ugly piece of junk it was. So I'm using this as a backer board for drilling through my back piece here. So let's get our holes in and we'll get it actually fastened to our shelf. All right, there's our holes in place. Now I may have to trim this down a little bit lower. We'll see where it lines up on the window when we've actually got it in place there. So I put on with pencil mark where my top and back is and that type of thing, just to make sure I don't get anything mixed up as we're assembling here. All right, we're ready to put our screws in. Now I'm not going to glue this because, as I say, I may have to take it off again. Now I didn't drill any pilot holes into the shelf board because I'm really not going that far into the board. Well, I didn't feel it was necessary to put pilot holes in there. If anything, I think it could have weakened things. And because this is under a window, I am using deck screws. I don't want anything to rust in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, there we are. We've got a very nice fit. But, kind of as I expected, it does look like this back piece is up a little bit high. So I think I'm gonna have to shave 1/4 of an inch off of this. All right, let's head back out to the shop and we'll get the last little details done to get this to fit properly, to get it assembled and fitting properly. Okay, we've got the back trim down and on. I'm just installing the front piece now. I just want to get this to line up really close just to make the sanding easier. So one of the advantages of these trim pieces is that they should help hold the board, the shelf board, true and square, flat, all that kind of thing. Because we've got a piece along the back for rigidity and a piece along the bottom. Well, that looks excellent. I'm really pleased with that. Okay, so the next phase for this is to take it back out to the shop and start sanding it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with where the back is going to end up. Yeah, that's going to look good. Okay, let's go do some sanding. Well, there's the shelf completed. It looks quite good. I'm very pleased with it. It's all sanded and everything. So the next step for it is priming, because it's going to be painted. It's not actually going to be stained. So now that the shelf is done, I've got to make the top piece here for the top of the windows. And then I can start making the strips that go up between the windows. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.